is Rachel, and today I'm going to do a little wrap up of the Charms Extra Credit Readathon, which is kind of a part of a larger readathon called the Magical Readathon. So if you are not aware, I'm going to link information down below to BookRoast channel. She's fantastic, and she runs a Harry Potter-esque readathon. It's not reading Harry Potter, but it's like taking exams as if you were at Hogwarts and you were like living in Harry Potter world, which is so much fun. We do the owls, we do the newts, and we just did some extra credit for Charms class so that we could start our Charms exam early in April when we take our owls. So the announcement is right here, and we had 5 spells we had to master to earn our extra credit. You could do as many as you wanted. Obviously, you had to do at least one. Otherwise, you're not earning any extra credit, right? But I managed to do all 5 this week, and I'm super excited. So the first spell we had to master was Aloha Mora, and this is the first book in a series. So for that one, I went with Pumpkin Spice Secrets by Hilary Holmesy. This is the first book in the Swirl novel series, and they're all middle grade stories, contemporaries, based around some sort of like seasonal beverage. I think the next one was like peppermint mocha something, peppermint cocoa crushes. So they're all kind of cheesy romances aimed at middle grade, and while this isn't something I probably would read like for myself, I think my students would really love this, and it's a really good romance for that grade. Like, it's not a lot of like sexy times. They're, you know, at the end they kind of start holding hands, which is just adorable, and it's a lot of like flirting and, oh no, is there going to be girl drama with my boyfriend, and yada yada, and it's fun. Like I said, I think middle grade girls would absolutely love these, and I think it's really age appropriate. It was a really quick read, and I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Next up was the Accio spell, and this is the book on the top of your TBR, and for that I went with Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This was our one book, one city pick for my town this year, and all the major events were happening this month, so I needed to get this book read. It was at the top of my TBR, and I'm actually going to get to meet the author soon. She's coming to town to do a talk, and I'm super excited about that. I did not enjoy this one as much as a lot of other people I know did, but I am super glad that I read it. It was very interesting. If you're not aware, it is like a post-apocalyptic Shakespearean traveling group. And a lot of people have died from the flu. The world is in ruins now, and these people have found each other and have decided that's the best way to carry on their lives, is to be performing for other people, and they kind of travel around. So we get to see how a lot of people from the event that happens at the beginning end up in the world after the flu. And the beginning piece is an actor dies in the middle of a play, and there's several people attached to him who we follow through the rest of the book. Obviously, it's kind of like a sci-fi situation because it is post-apocalyptic, but it is very much more of a literary feel. It's not so much about the post-apocalypse world as it is more about the people in it. So a little bit more literary than I was expecting. And overall, it was a good read. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but I don't think I loved it as much as some other people. Next up was Incendio. This is a book with fire and flames in the title or in the cover, and for that, this was like at the last minute. I had an hour left, so I went with a quick graphic novel pick instead of the book I originally wanted to do, and for that, I went with a Big Nate graphic novel called Pray for a Fire Drill. Obviously, I have it here on my e-reader, and it was just a collection of like comic strips. I know that Big Nate does have like some novels that my students love, but this ended up being a comic strip, and I picked it solely based on the fact that fire was in the title, and I knew my kids like Big Nate, and I kind of wanted to get an idea. But this whole series is by Lincoln Pierce, and it follows the 6th grader who just gets into kind of normal middle grade shenanigans. It was a lot cuter than what I thought, but like I said, I was kind of expecting more of like a graphic novel experience, where it's one cohesive piece, but this was more a collection of like comic strips like you would find in the newspaper, which actually I think I enjoyed more. I don't think I would like to follow this character through a whole novel. I'm not sure that would keep my interest going, but I did think it was pretty funny, especially the school related parts. being a teacher myself. So I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. Now I have a reference point in the future for my students. I think I gave it like a 2 or 3 out of 5 stars. And that meant my fire piece for Incendio. Next up was Rick DeSimpra, and this is a book that tickles you. Now, I think this could have been interpreted in a lot of ways, but I went with a book that literally would make me laugh. It was supposed to be like butterflies in your stomach, and I went with a book that would make me happy and make me laugh, and for me that was the next edition of The Bad Guys. And I talk about this series so much on my channel, I won't go into it again, but this is a series by Aaron Blabey, and it's hilarious. This one's called Do You Think He Saw Us? And basically the premise is it follows a group of animal characters that are known to be kind of bad guys, such as the big bad wolf and like a shark, a piranha, etc. And they decide they want to be good guys, but things just constantly go wrong for them. And it's really short. It's like a graphic comic series for juveniles, and they're hilarious. This is the 7th edition. I own all of them, and I will keep reading all of them. I think they're fantastic and hilarious, and I enjoyed it very much. And this one, Do You Think You Saw Us? I'm sure you can guess. They run into some dinosaurs. So it's kind of interesting. I'm pumped for the next one to see if the dinosaurs continue on with them, but we shall see. And last up was another one that I ended up changing up for my original plans. This was Lumos, a light cover book. Originally I was going to go with P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, but I decided to kind of switch it up, and I ended up going with Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. So that's like a complete left turn from what I planned. But I believe Grady Hendrix is going to be at our local book festival, so I really wanted to get a couple of his books that I owned read before I saw him, and I'm hoping to get it signed. I picked this one up a while ago, but just solely based on what it looked like, because it looks like an IKEA store, right? And if you look really closely, you can see like all the items, and they've got the prices and whatnot. I mean, there's even like a map inside of the store. So it's supposed to be very much like an IKEA catalog is what this book is set up to be. And in this one, we follow a very IKEA-esque store called Orsk, who has a lot of Swedish-sounding furniture, but there is something really wrong with this particular Orsk building. It used to be a prison. I believe the structure had been torn down and then rebuilt into the Orsk, but the area was a pretty bad prison, and some spirits are left not happy in the Orsk store, and things are going haywire, so a group of Orsk employees decide to spend the night there to capture what they believe to be intruders in the store, and of course they stumble upon a little bit more than what they were asking for. While I really love the idea, and I absolutely adore the presentation of this book and the dedication of like the theme of the catalog, I think I liked all the aesthetics more than I liked the actual book, if that makes sense. But overall, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It's a good read, but I think it's more unique and interesting in like a format and an idea than it necessarily is in the execution. But I'm still glad I read it. My light book, my Lumos, and now I have completed my Charms extra credit. So that means when it comes time for the Owls in April, I will get to start my Charms exam 5 days early, which I will probably need because I did not do that well on my Owls last year, so I'm very excited. So thank you so much to BookRoast for hosting these. They're so much fun. Again, I'm going to leave her channel link down below. Definitely go follow her. She's a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have some more extra credit exams before April, because that's such a long way away. So thanks for watching, and definitely check out BookRoast, and I will see you again soon in another video. Bye for now.